In the bustling Ghanaian village of Kwaso, Kwame, a 30-year-old carpenter, lived in a modest one-room home near the market square. Known for his skillful hands and warm smile, Kwame was a man of charm, but his broad frame and rounded belly often became the subject of village gossip. At every funeral, wedding, or market day, someone would jest, "Kwame, you carry the whole village on your back." Or, "Brother, lose some weight, and the girls will chase you like bees to honey." His uncles were no kinder, greeting him with, "Our big man, Kwame, the walking yam mound," before piling his plate with fufu and palm nut soup as if feeding a festival crowd. Kwame laughed it off, but the words stung. After a particularly humiliating moment at a village dance, where a woman named Adwoa rejected his invitation to dance, saying, "Kwame, I don't want to tire myself carrying all that weight," he decided enough was enough. That night, alone in his room, he devoured a bowl of kente and fish stew, wiped his mouth, and declared, "I will lose this weight, even if it's just 5 kilos, before the next Durbar."
Not slim, not small.
Determined, Kwame joined a small fitness group in a nearby town, led by Coach Kofi, a muscular man with a voice like a drill sergeant. On the first day, Coach Kofi announced, "My brother, we start easy." He instructed Kwame to do push-ups. By the 5th push-up, Kwame was gasping like a fish out of water, his shirt soaked, his knees trembling, and his headscarf sliding off. The other trainees snickered as Coach Kofi shouted, "Kwame, are you lifting the ground or the ground lifting you?" The next day, Kwame didn't return. His body ached and his pride was bruised. "This gym is not for me," he muttered, his knees seemingly whispering, "We beg you, find another way." So he turned to dieting. He found a meal plan on a WhatsApp group promising a flat stomach in 10 days. It listed yam porridge, okra water, boiled eggs, and something called dragon fruit. Kwame stared at his kitchen. A sack of yam, some dried fish, no dragon fruit in sight. "Where will I find this dragon in Kwaso?" he hissed. Still, he tried. Porridge in the morning, okra in the afternoon, and a sad plate of vegetables at night. By day 2, his fridge seemed to mock him. A pot of groundnut soup began calling, "Kwame, I'm still here. Warm me small." The aroma was irresistible, the peanuts glistening like a lover's smile. Like a man possessed, Kwame warmed the soup and ate it with banku, surrendering to temptation under the moonlight.
I carried weight.
Next day, Kwame trudged to his workshop, his usual colorful kente head wrap replaced with a plain cap, his confidence shaken. His friend and fellow carpenter, Tete, noticed. "Kwame, you look like you fought with a goat and lost. What's wrong?" Kwame sighed. "Tete, this weight loss is killing me. The diet is war, my stomach is angry, and the village women won't stop talking about my size." Tete leaned closer, glancing around as if sharing a state secret. "There's a faster way, my brother. No yam, no okra, no suffering. It's called Ozempic." Kwame raised an eyebrow. "Ozem what?" Tete grinned. "1 injection a week and your appetite disappears. Your body reshapes like magic. Look at me. I was size 38. Now I'm 34 inches. Kwame's eyes widened. "No gym? No porridge that tastes like punishment?" Tete nodded. "Just one small prick, and you'll be slim like a palm tree." That night, Kwame searched Ozempic in Ghana on WhatsApp and found a supplier with a bio that read, "Serious buyers only, no refunds." Ignoring the red flags, he ordered. By morning, a motorbike rider arrived with a small cooler, handing it over like it contained gold. Inside was a tiny injection pen and a note with fine print Kwame barely read, except for the bold line, "Use once weekly. Weight loss is rapid and effortless." That was enough for him.
I rise, I call from fufu.
Sunday evening, Kwame lit a lantern, sat on his wooden stool, and injected the Ozempic with the confidence of a chief signing a peace treaty. He imagined strutting into the next village festival in a fitted kaftan, women whispering in awe, his uncles speechless. But by Monday morning, his stomach had other plans. It began with a soft rumbles at dawn, escalating to a full highlife band by 8 a.m. By 9, it sounded like a faulty motorbike engine. Kwame clutched his belly, wondering, is this the fat running away? At his workshop, he visited the latrine 4 times before noon, each trip leaving him weaker. Tete stopped by and grinned. "How's it going, slim man?" Kwame forced a smile. "I think I'm melting, inside and out." What he didn't know was that he'd entered a battle with his own body, and the war was just beginning. At a naming ceremony in Kwaso, Kwame, now slightly slimmer but exhausted, wore a tight shirt to show off his progress. His stomach growled, but he powered through, pasting on a smile. There, he met Kofi, a young father cradling his newborn son. Kofi looked tired, his eyes sunken, his once lean frame now soft from months of sleepless nights and village feasts. They bonded over shared complaints about village expectations. Kofi sighed. "Kwame, since the baby came, my wife says I've grown around like a cocoa pod. I don't even recognize myself." Kwame, eager to share his miracle, whispered, "There's something called Ozempic. It kills your appetite and sheds the weight fast." Kofi's eyes lit up. "Is it safe?" Kwame shrugged. "Safe or not, do you want to be slim?" Kofi nodded, and Kwame sent him the supplier's contact.
Shared our pain.
Kofi, desperate to reclaim his pre-fatherhood body, ordered the Ozempic. It arrived in a cooler, wrapped like a smuggler's package. He skipped the side effect warnings, focusing on rapid weight loss. After his first injection, he felt invincible, cleaning his compound and fixing nets with newfound energy. But by day 3, his stomach churned like a stormy sea. He dreamt of a faceless man warning, "Why shrink what the ancestors blessed?" Hot flashes and dizziness followed, and his baby's cries grew sharper as if judging him. Kofi's wife, Ama, noticed his fatigue. "Kofi, you're fading. What's happening?" He confessed about the Ozempic, expecting anger, but Ama laughed. "You're trying to be a city boy in Kwaso? Stop this nonsense and eat my nkati and nkwan." Kofi flushed the injection that night, and his dreams stopped. 2 days later, his appetite returned, and he ate fufu with joy, his body slowly healing.
Raise our voice, palm wine.
Meanwhile, a third man, Ni, entered the story. Ni, a lively fisherman with a love for roasted plantain, had always been stout and proud, until he fell for Esi, a stylish teacher who called him her strong king. But Esi's subtle comments, like, "Ni, let's skip supper, it's good for us," or "That shirt makes you look bigger," planted doubts. Her friends' jokes about his size cut deeper, and Ni began starving himself, skipping meals and jogging at dawn, driven by love and fear of losing her. Ni's weight dropped, but so did his spirit. He barely slept, haunted by Isi's growing distance. One evening, he found her laughing with another man at the market. Heartbroken, he confronted her, only to learn she was already moving on. Ni's slim body earned village praise, but his joy was gone, masked by forced smiles and new kente shirts.
Let me be whole, not
Fate brought Kwame, Kofi, and Ni together at a village palm wine bar. Kofi, now recovering, recognized Ni from the market. "Brother, you look slim, but sad," he said. Ni admitted his heartbreak-driven weight loss. Kwame, still battling stomach woes from Ozempic, shared his story, and Kofi confessed his own brush with the drug. They laughed, then grew silent, realizing they'd all chased a false ideal. Kwame spoke first. "I almost killed myself for a sharper jawline." Kofi nodded. "I lost my strength trying to please Ama's eyes." Ni added, "I thought Essie would love me if I was smaller, but I lost myself." They vowed to heal, starting with Kwame deleting the Ozempic supplier's number, Kofi embracing his wife's cooking, and Nay blocking Essie on WhatsApp.
to plantains peace.
A week later, Kwame hosted a small gathering at his home. Kofi brought his son, and Ni arrived with a basket of roasted plantain, his old spark returning. Over bowls of abenkwan and laughter, they hatched a plan. A community talk circle called Wahala Waits, where men could share the truth about body pressure. The first session, held under a mango tree, drew a small crowd. Kwame spoke of fainting from Ozempic, Kofi of losing his strength, and Ni of heartbreak's toll. The village listened, some nodding, others shocked. A fisherman confessed using slimming tea from a market seller. Another admitted skipping meals to impress a lover. The circle grew, becoming a space for honesty and healing.
In Kwaso's arms,
Later, Wahala Waits became a village staple, with men and women sharing stories of pressure and pain. Kwame, now stronger from evening walks, not injections, glowed with confidence. Kofi, eating heartily again, carried his son with pride. Ni, free from Essie's shadow, laughed louder than ever, his plantain stall thriving. One evening, under the stars, they raised bottles of palm wine. Kwame toasted to being whole, not slim. Kofi added, to loving ourselves first. Ni grinned, to eating plantain in peace. The village cheered, and their story spread, reminding all that peace, not size, was the true measure of beauty.